Hey everyone, it's Pete, and for those of you who don't remember me, I'm Whitney's husband. We did a vlog trip together when we went to Pigeon Forge here a couple weeks ago, and actually tomorrow is Whitney's birthday, and I thought it might be kind of neat to kind of show you guys what's going on for her birthday. I actually just got back from buying her a couple of her presents, so I thought it might be neat to show you what's going on. Well, I have everything that we need for her birthday kind of set up already on the table. And first, let me show you, this is what Martin picked out for her. Martin's actually down here helping out by eating a bone. What are you doing, Martin? He's too busy eating a bone. But this is what Martin picked out for his mama. This Elvis DVD that just came out. And for those of you who don't remember, Whitney's a big Elvis fan. When we went to Pigeon Forge, we saw an Elvis impersonator, and she's just a really big fan of Elvis, so I think she'll really like this gift from Martin. The next thing we have this cake mix. I'm going to attempt to make Whitney a cake here in a minute. So this is Whitney's favorite cake. It is called Devil's Food. She's a really big fan of chocolate cake. And I got this icing here to put on here, fluffy white. Then I've got some eggs, and I'm going to cook it in this 8-inch pan right here. Actually, I'm going to bake it. Whitney hates when I say cook a cake. She makes sure I call it bake a cake. So then over here what I have, we've got some markers and some blank paper. Martin's going to make his mama a card to go with his present. He always does that. And then over here, I always get Whitney some kind of makeup. And this is very sad because she really likes to try new makeup. And I found this one, it's called Number 7. And I think I've heard of it, but I don't know if Whitney's ever tried it. But I don't know if you can see the top there. The top's actually broken, so I think we may have to take this back tomorrow. So that really broke my heart when I got back and I opened this and I saw that the top eyeshadow was cracked. So I don't know if I didn't handle it properly or what, but that's pretty sad. But I thought this was really pretty, and I wasn't sure if she had ever tried this actual type of makeup, and she really likes to try new makeup. The other thing I found beauty related was this John Frieda full repair kit, and I hope she doesn't think I'm saying I think her hair is damaged, because it says it revives overworked hair. But the reason I got it, I'm a big clearance shopper, and I don't know if it'll focus on that, but it says it was originally $11.99 and I got it on clearance for $2.98. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I'm hoping that she'll like that. I know she likes hair products, and she talks about sometimes she has too much heat in her hair from various things, and so hopefully she'll like that as well. The other thing I got, we really love these goldfish s'mores. I don't know if any of you have tried these, but these are really good. And we had been eating them for a while here about 2 months ago, and we hadn't bought them for quite a while. So then I saw them today, so I thought I'd grab them and throw these in with their birthday goodies. The other thing I got, this is just a little CD boombox. Whitney's been saying she'd like to have a radio when she films her videos, and sometimes she'll take a laptop with her and set it up and listen to Pandora. But I thought this might be an easier way for her to transport and listen to the radio. And then her big present, but she's already gotten this one. This was an iMac. That's just the box. She really wanted a Mac to help with editing her videos and everything, so we ended up getting that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and so I think it's helped her with editing her videos, and she really loves it. So that's basically her big birthday present, but it's also kind of like a work computer as well. So that's her bountiful, well, that's her birthday goodies here. So hopefully she'll like that. I'm going to attempt to make this cake here, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not much of a chef, so I don't know. I'll have enough trouble even cracking the eggs, I'm sure. The first thing I have to do is preheat the oven to 350. So let's see, we'll hit bake and start. Okay, so I've got the cake mix opened. Let's see. Let's put this in our mixer here and pour in the cake mix. 1 1/3 cups of water. Let's see what we have. So if we do a 1/2 cup and another 1/2 cup, that should be 1 cup, and then we'll do 1/3 cup. Now we also need half a cup of vegetable oil. Better not spill this. That would not be good. Whoa. Okay. That's in there. 3 eggs and put it all. Now this is the fun part. If I get any eggshell in there, don't tell Whitney. Is it just, some of them call for just the egg whites. This one is the whole egg. Okay. I know a lot about cake because my wife makes cakes, so I don't really do, I help a lot with the cakes, but I don't do a lot of this part of it. Whoa, do not get shell in there, please. Okay, thank you. Alright, that's 2 up. And let's try number 3. Now let's see how this is gonna go. Whoa, I did not mean to do that. I guess while I'm doing this, I'll see about moistening the edges here. Cake is looking beautiful. My favorite part of the whole cake is the batter anyway, so I would be fine just putting a candle inside of the batter anyway. That is probably pretty good. And while the oven finishes preheating, I'll let that kind of drip down there. Martin, come here. Come on. Come here. Alright, we need to make a card for your mama. Come on. Martin, I need you to pick out which marker you want to use for your mama's card. We got the markers here. The first one you go to. Which marker is it going to be? Martin said he wanted to use pink for his mama's card. So, let's try this out. And we'll write on the front, happy. And we'll put a backwards letter in there because Martin can't spell too good. Birthday. Mama. And then we'll write back here. Things I love. And then we'll put my daddy. Bones, riding in the car, and especially my mama. Love, Martin. Okay, so I think that will go really well with the Elvis DVD that Martin picked out for his mama. Now we're going to try to put this cake batter into the pan. Just drop that on in there. Need to get a spatula to get some of this out, or a spoon or something. We've got our cake in the pan. And then what Whitney always does is she just slams it on the counter a little bit. Sounds like there's a war starting or something. I guess that levels it or something. So I'll try that too. Okay. Put this baby on in the oven. Okay, and we'll let that bake. Now I believe the cake is ready. It's finished baking, so I'm going to get it out of the oven and see what it looks like. Let's see, it's got a little bit of a dip there in the middle, but I think that'll be okay. It rose up a lot, almost all the way to the top of the pan, which is good, but so I'll be able to cut the top of it off, which you always have to level a cake anyway for it to be properly decorated. So let's get it on out and put it up here on this cooling rack. So let's grab this bad boy on here. Okay. So there's Whitney's cake, and we'll let it cool on the cooling rack for a while, and then we'll try to top it and start decorating. Alright, I'm back again, and now I believe Whitney's cake is cool enough to where I can cut the top of it off and then begin with the decorating. So let's see what we can do. First thing I've got to do is cut the top of it off. So I've got my big knife here, and hopefully we can get this kind of level, so that's usually one of the most important things. That's one of the hardest things to get used to with cake, is having to completely level them off, because there's so much cake that's wasted. It's going to
kind of feels wrong wasting so much cake. Well, I mean, we can end up eating it, but there's just so much cake that ends up getting cut off. But let's see here. Let's try about right here. That looks pretty close. Got our extra cake right here, and we'll just eat that as it is. Maybe slather a little icing in there if I've got some left over. Let's put the cake in the fridge for a minute. Here is a mat to roll the fondant out on. This is a silicone mat, so the fondant won't stick to that, which is very nice. That's one of the first problems people have with fondant, is it starts sticking to the surface they have, and you need to put confectioner sugar down, or you can get a mat like this, and then it doesn't really stick and makes it a lot easier to work with. So the fondant comes in a bucket like this, and it's kind of like Play-Doh's in a way when you first get it. It's completely edible though, and I always believe it's better to get too much than too little fondant, because it takes a little bit of work to knead it all up and roll it out and do all that fun stuff. So then one thing you always want to make sure to do is put your fondant that you're not using back in the bucket and seal, because it will dry out in a hurry, and then it's basically non-usable, and then you wasted it once it completely dries out and gets hard. I've got my big blob of fondant here, and I just want to work it out and get it all mixed in. When we make cakes, this is usually my job. I get more of the grunt work involved, so I'm pretty good at rolling fondant out. Whitney does more of the artistic side, but I enjoy doing the cakes. It's kind of a bonding experience between me and Whitney when we do the cakes. Other thing I need is a pizza cutter to cut the fondant. That's what the cake is looking like, and I'm going to put probably cut out Whitney here and put it on the top here. You can see the cake at the top says Whitney, and then I think what I'm going to put is I love you, because I do love her very much. I'm very lucky to have her. She's a great wife, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Here's the idea of what I want to do. I want to say, Whitney, I heart you. So I can cut out the I, the heart, and the U, and I think that will look pretty good for the cake. So let me get another color. Alright, I found this baby blue I think I'm going to try. I was actually looking, they make a chocolate fondant that's a brown color, of course, and I wanted to use that, but I couldn't find enough of it. We'll need to order some more of that, because our wedding colors were actually pink and chocolate brown, so I thought that might be neat, but this baby blue will work. It says, Whitney, I heart you. And then I could put a couple candles on there, but I think that's pretty good for a birthday cake, and I think it will taste real good, and I think we'll have a good time with that, so hopefully she will like it. Do you want to come see your cake?
Yeah.
You want to come see your cake?
Yes. You gonna come? No. That was really sweet. You did a really good job.
Oh, thank you.
It's really pretty. I like it a lot.
types.
It was so pretty.
Not as pretty as your cakes.
No, it really is a pretty cake. It looks really good. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. Martin, you want to see it? You want to see the cake? Doesn't that look good? Isn't that really sweet? Did you help make it? Did you help your daddy make it? Yeah? That was really sweet of you, Pete. Thank you for making me a cake.
Oh, you're welcome.